What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Today we are going to pick up where we left off with the Microbrand window shopping, essentially, right? Just going to be pulling up some websites to some of the microbrands. If you're new to this kind of series that I'm doing, it's just my way of doing my due diligence and communicating with you guys, seeing what your experiences are with the companies as far as it goes, and just taking a look at some of the micro brands that are out there. You know, that's something that we focus on here on this channel, and we're gonna have some fun. So we're gonna pick up where we left off last time, and I checked this time to make sure that this was not in private, so I know that we're streaming right now. I know that I'm not by myself. So whether you're catching this on the playback later on, or you pull up now and pop in, just to let you guys know, as I'm going through the list, I'm not going to be able to see comments, so I'll do my best to keep up with it. But without further ado, let's get right into it. So let me add this and do that. Now, we left off at Nivada Grenchen. I have no idea who these people are. We're looking at first impressions here. It says since 1926. So, that's something that we don't often think about when we say micro brand or independent brand, right? Like, we know that a lot of them, or at least some of them, have a lot of history, but we forget that, the history can go back as far as that goes. So it's pretty impressive that this company's been around since 1962. I am not particularly familiar with them, so I'm looking at this with brand new eyes. Let me know if you guys have had experience and or have owned the watch in the past, and if they're good or not. So first thing is first, let's take a look at their watches. What's the first impression when you hit the landing screen, actually? Of course, they're showing off their new, I guess, one of their new launches, one of their new models. Very vintage inspired looking as far as it goes, as far as first impressions, especially this one here. Definitely gives you vintage vibes. But this looks like it's a Mercedes hands without anything on the inside. That's interesting. That's the first time I've seen something like that. A lot of chronographs, a lot of things as far as that goes. But let's take a look at what the models are offered as far as price range. Are we talking about automatics? Are we talking about quartz? So I see mega quartz here. Okay. I mean, look, this company has history, so we're expecting good movements inside. We're looking for reliable stuff as far as it goes. At least that's what I'm expecting if somebody's telling me about this brand for the first time, like I'm looking at it now. I don't even know if I've heard the name before, to be honest with you. But Simon Dial here, that's very nice. Chrono, what are we looking at? We're looking at a TMI VK63A. Okay. What is the price range? $479. So we're right on the button as far as, in my opinion, what you can expect to pay for a mechanical, or rather a quartz watch. I'm still kind of new. Beads of rice, that's kind of a nice option. I'm kind of new to the whole movement game, to be honest with you. I don't have an extensive amount of knowledge. It's part of the reason why I wanted to do this. So I've been fascinated with micro brands as far as it goes, and we've talked about the reasons why a lot, so I don't want to re-dive into that, but this is the reason why I'm doing this. This is the reason why I'm looking at all of these things. I'm unearthing a lot of different things that I didn't understand or know before in the past, and it's kind of impressive. Like, off rip, we know that they have the freedom to do things that the bigger brands don't have to do. Right? It's not only that they don't want to do it necessarily, as they don't need to do it. So you get, different things as far as it goes, and you get some rich history as far as we're looking at here. But all right, so $479. Like I said, the movement is going to be the VK63A. I don't know what, range that could be expected for. This is an affordable watch, hand quotes on that, because we're talking about $500 here, but nothing too crazy. I'm expecting them to have a range. So let's look at something else. Let's look at, what do we got here? Okay. So we do have a range. We're going from 500 to 1100, then to 15. Scrolling down, we have 800, some mid-range, or not really mid-range, right? Also, okay, so 1100 there. 17. Is this gold? No, this looks like it's bronze. Yeah, it is bronze. So why the high price is the real question. The movement is the SOPRO. I have no idea. It must be something of higher caliber. Definitely that cushion style is giving me a vintage vibe. In bronze especially. Again, I've never seen hands like that before. I would have to say that movement is probably of a high caliber as far as it goes. I'd just be guessing at that point. Again, I'm looking at this stuff with fresh eyes. I wish right now I could drop crazy knowledge for you guys and educate you on every single company that we come across in the microbrand space. But the truth be told, I'm not afraid to put it out there that I want to learn with you guys. And, you know, it's so much funner me coming on here talking to myself essentially because I can't go back and forth in chat, but it's a lot more fun for me to do it this way rather than go to website on my own. And I don't know, man, there's just so many out there that it can be daunting. You know, I've gotten this list from a particular place, but all right. So 1750, we have that movement. We know that it's bronze. I don't know why this is costing so much. It's a very unique style as far as indices go. It is dive. How many meters of water resistance? That's what I want to know. I mean, that doesn't paint the full picture. Obviously, cushion case. Okay, I was glad I was right about that. Pac-Man style. That's kind of cool. So collabing the old school, what is that called? Babe, what's that called when they have those old school games that they used to sit on the thing? Arcades? No, yeah, arcade game. Yeah. There you go. Arcade game. They collabed with that vintage inspired feel. So, you know, definitely they're leaning towards that. That's kind of cool that they put the Pac-Man numerals in there. Let's see. Timepiece reflects personality. I'm trying to just see, man, because when you tell me, when you say, hey, guy, if you like this watch, it's gonna run you about $1,750 plus tax and duties. I need to know why. Okay. Movement is I need to know what this is. This is a no date self-winding stainless steel flat sapphire 28.8 vibrations. So there we go. That's the till. That's a high beat movement, 4 hertz. Makes sense. Not fully. It's just my lack of knowledge as far as knowing exactly why it's still up there. Again, this is bronze, not gold. If it was gold, it'd be much more. It is a high beat movement, 38 hours of power reserve, 25 joules. Does it say 1,000 meters, bro? Okay, 100 ATM. Now, boom, booyah, right? And at that point, if it's 1,000 meters, they're definitely running, I would think, and I would hope Nivada is running test on this watch. And let me go back. Let's jump back into chat and see what's going on over here. Oh, sister's in the building. Nishat, what's going on? How you doing? Welcome in. Let me remove this. Nishat's in the Dave D, always showing love. Probably wants to know what's going on with the sailcloth. But I'll give you guys an example. So we're looking at that Nivada. It's 1,000 meters. They got to be testing it twice. And this is what I have on wrist. I still have the ProTech on wrist. You're welcome, sweetie. And this one is 300 meters. And I know for a fact Barry Cohen is testing this twice, both he's testing this in water, right? And he's testing this with air pressure, right? So he's running essentially 4 tests and he's doing it on every single model. Now that's a lot of value because it's not batch testing. He's testing every single model that comes through. And I don't know if they do that. I hope somebody on the playback that's watching this can give me more information if with that 1,000 meters of water resistance, they're doing extensive tests on it. I would imagine so, right? That doesn't make quite sense if you're going to spend all that money expecting it to go that crazy amount of meters, but it's fun. It's playful. I don't know if I see a real deal diver putting this on, it being Pac-Man. I think it's more of like a novelty, but it's very nice. I'm not going to throw shade. It is my first time seeing it. They have a lot of history, so they automatically get my respect. But let's see some mid game as far as it goes. Let's explore a little bit deeper. So we saw the most affordable end. We saw the most, I think, expensive end. Unless another watch pops up, I didn't scroll all the way down, so that's very possible. We're talking about $4,000 here. No, we're talking about $5,000, sir. Okay, we'll get back to that. Let me just take a peek and make sure I'm not really like missing something here, because I probably would have liked to look at that first. But being that we looked at the 400 and then we were at over $1,000, and then that's $4,000, I got to see, this is 1900. That's a chrono. It's probably mechanical at that point, obviously. Is it a GMT as well? It's not. Just taking a peek at things, 1900. Okay, so that one stands out to me the most, the $4,000. We definitely have to take a peek at that before we move on. This one hits home as far as vintage inspired for sure. They've got a lot of range. It's really nice. A lot of that classical kind of colorway embedded in. Here's another Pac-Man. As far as that goes, it looks like they have a lot of different variations of that type of indices as far as it goes. But we're just scanning to see if we could find a unicorn aside from that 4,000. Okay, so I don't think so. Let's go back to page 1 and look at that $4,000. If I could find it. Here we go. Not 4,000. Why do I keep saying 4,000? 4,900 plus tax and duties. That's kind of crazy. Okay, so I'm expecting... The movement is the something I cannot pronounce. VALJOUX 23. There's so many movements out there, man. It's kind of like intimidating, but also like awesome that you could never reach the end of that rainbow. You know what I mean? Like there's always something to learn. There's always something to get educated about. And they're talking about 58 years of heritage here from 1916 to 74, hand-wind chrono. So there's a lot of history in this movement, in the development, a lot of testament for its durability, reliability. So that kind of makes sense as far as it goes. Let's take a peek at the description. I'm expecting a high beat. This is probably a hand wind only, if I had to guess, throwing it out there. Let's take a gander, shall we? Double dome SAF, 10 ATM. Okay, interesting. Let's see, 48-hour reserve, assembled in Swiss. Okay, painting a deeper picture for me. Do we have any information specifically on the movement though? And I would imagine so. Maybe it was within that text. Let's see. No, nothing. Listen, it's got to be. Listen, when we're talking about chrono, we're talking about an automatic. We already can sell ourselves, unless it's the ST1901. Is that the one that they use for the 1963? That's an affordable one. That's a Chinese one. Anything that touches within the Swiss realm of a chronograph, gonna run you. It's gonna run the bill up for sure. There's probably other things that we're not seeing in first impressions here. Let's get a closer look. Oh, let me make sure I'm sharing screen. You know how me and my tangents go. I am sharing screen. Good. I'm not seeing the dive here. There's got to be something. It's got to be pretty much just the movement, because we're not even talking about a bracelet there. And I mean, they've got to be offering a bracelet for this. No, that's kind of crazy, but you know, it really wouldn't matter at $5,000. There's got to be more to this story. I love this date wheel on the top. The date wheel at the 12. Wait a minute. It shows nothing here. Let's go back. It shows nothing there. And then am I crazy? Or did that have a date wheel? Right? That has a date wheel, right? I'm not crazy. This is a date aperture at the 12 o'clock. That's a date wheel, right? Yeah. Okay. So maybe they have different versions of it. I don't know. But here's a little video. I'm afraid to play it and see what it does to. Oh, nah. Oh, nah. Yeah, I won't understand a word, so that doesn't help me. But that definitely is a date wheel that we're looking at that picture. Look, I can see it here too. That is badass Billy Gunn. I like this. That's nice. We don't see that And it couldn't be at the 3 o'clock. That would ruin it. Maybe at the 6, that would have been cool. But that's kind of cool that it's at the 12. First time that I see something like this, to be honest with you. And this is why I like doing this, right? This is where we get exposed to new things. And I'm sure if I spent more time with more of the models, but we got to move on. We're sticking to this company a little too long. I want to get a few under my belt. I'm going to eat soon. So let's see how far we can get. Moving on. Who do you got over here? Serica. Babe, Serica? Serica? You believe so? Okay, Serica. Does it ring any bells? I feel like I've heard it before. Let me take a look at the watches. A lot of vintage, another vintage. So the other one was more like a high-end vintage that was doing it for a long time. This one, I don't know what the heritage is on them. I don't know what the heritage is on them, but I do know that a lot of companies look and focus in the independent brand space for vintage inspiration as far as it goes. Some do it very well, some do it even better, but it all depends on what you value. Let's take a look at what we got over here. Now, this is in euros, I believe, so conversion rate for me is not going to be a thing that I can do, unfortunately. I don't know if I could change this to, I could probably, what is this? It does nothing for me. Hang on. Let's see. No. Anyway, let's take a look at the watches. It doesn't matter what the price range is too much, though. But very nice off rip. It looks like they pair this heavily with a lot of leather. They're showing a lot of details in the manufacturing as far as it go. Oh, hold on. Did I change it from English? I did change it from English. Hang on 1 second. Yeah, officially certified. Okay. So precision for over 50 years, is that reference to the movement in the company specifically, or both? I don't know. Clean watches though, at least from the images. Yeah. Very, very, but a lot of the styles. Let me look at some of these watches. Okay, so it doesn't look like they have a crazy amount of options, at least as far as SKUs go. I mean, at least as far as specific models go. Maybe they have a whole bunch of different SKUs. I don't know. But let's see. 109 in euro. 900. Let's take a look and see what we got going on. Yeah, all of them are close in nature, for sure. They look clean as hell. I like them. I like the big crown. Very easy to read, very military-esque dials. The hands are nothing to write home about, in my opinion. I like this kind of almost like in the sights type of vibe as far as it goes with those at the 12, 3, 6, and 9. Case shape is a little different. They decide to go with a brushed bezel. Fixed. I mean, it's part of the case. It's not even a bezel, but it's just brushed. It's nice. It definitely that strap, or rather that bracelet, is 100% gives us vintage vibes for sure. Right. Let's look at something else. A diving chronometer. Okay, so their movements are definitely serious as far as it goes. Right. If it's going to be a chronometer. But very. Oh man, you know what's crazy? They're not even I'm trying to look here. I don't even see a logo. It's interesting. It's almost like it's unbranded, if you will. It's kind of crazy. I wonder, there's got to be a story behind that, right? Because they're not putting a symbol. They're not putting their name on the dial. As far as I'm looking here, it's very magnetism. They're talking about for 2 ways of preventing magnetic fields from the most. Okay, that's interesting that they're offering more of a magnetic resistance in their watches. Pretty cool. It looks like 3 of a kind for most of their models too, and it's very simple. They're not too different as far as it goes. You have black, then you have white, and then you have a green. I mean, take it or leave it type of deal, right? On a mesh. But still very nice. Big crown. Okay. Still has that kind of like sight type of feel on it, but it doesn't seem like they're focusing on the models that they make and just perfecting them, and not trying to go crazy as far as giving us so many options. Maybe I'm missing something. I don't know. There's got to be a story. I hope I'm able to meet them in person. Maybe they're at the wind up fair and I can talk to a rep and really find out more about it. But it's very interesting as far as it goes on the limitation on designs. Hold on, let me silence my phone. Sorry about that. Yeah, design language, very vintage, very simple, three of a kind on different models as far as it is what they're offering, and that's pretty much that. It's nothing too complicated. Oh, I'm excited about getting to the next one. The next one is Monta, and Trap has been talking about Monta. Actually, Trap right now has a Monta on loaner, man, and that's pretty cool. And I'm very aware they give me very Rolex vibes. I don't think anybody's going to, be mad at me for saying something like that. Before we even take a look at them, I'm going to take a sip of water and we'll talk about it a little bit. And let me see if there's anything I need to catch up on tap. Thelonious Monk, what is going on, brother, man? Thank you for coming in. CBL. Skylar, let me see what you guys are saying here. Tag makes a watch with the same date, location. Okay. Good to know that. Good to know that. Tag. Yo, to be honest with you, Thelonious, that was the first time that I've seen something of that caliber. So it's very interesting. If Tag has it now, who came? You know what? Chicken and the egg. Who cares? It's kind of cool that they both are doing it. So I'm probably going to take a dip into looking at some tags to see that kind of design as well. But I thought it was cool to see it at the 12 o'clock, man. That's the first time that I really seen it. I mean, I didn't take a really close look to see that aperture and to see the details on it because I was already spending a lot of time on it. But that's cool. That's cool. Thelonious Monk says logo at the 12. Logo is at the 12 where the watch should say Swiss made. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm blind. Maybe I need a better prescription. I didn't see a logo on it. So if there is, 6 o'clock. Okay. You threw a little hashtag in there. So yeah, it was at the 6 o'clock. Okay. My bad. I apologize. I'll definitely, we'll take a look at it again, but he's got to see me. All the watches here. All the watches is in the building. What's up, brother, man? Keep up the great work. Serica keeps it pretty basic. Yeah, okay. They were in New York last year. Oh, okay. Appreciate the information, bro. I definitely want to talk about them and see. I feel like, again, I'm looking at this, all the watches. And oh, by the way, man, thank you so much for the list, for helping out. Thank you so much for the compliment. I feel like when I was looking at them off, the first impressions, I'm like, there's more to the story, and I probably am just touching the very surface. So I appreciate the extra information, my brother, and I appreciate all the support and everything else. Hi all, enjoy the watch chat. Wifey says enjoy the watch chat. Okay. Serica is a new brand. Kind of had a rough start with some QC issues. Okay. See, this is why I love doing this, man. You guys definitely know, as far as putting our minds together, we could probably cover a lot of grounds, which is what I love about it. Proximo, the watch, and better version. Hey, listen, man. I guess anybody can shoot their shot as far as the homaging of the watches go. Sometimes the homage, it's kind of crazy, right? If a homage ends up being better than the original, is it really a homage? You know what I mean? It is, but it's a slippery slope talking about homages, and this is if you bait me into a homage conversation, the rest of the show will be about homages, and I can't allow that. I have to stay on track, but thank you so much for the information. I do appreciate it. And for those who stepped in, I just want to let you know this was on my wrist. It is an independent brand. Barry Cohen is going to be doing an interview with me soon. I do have that. Do I have that scheduled yet? I don't have that scheduled. I did tell him it's going to be next weekend, so I'll definitely put that up. Mark time is going to be scheduled for the 2nd. So as it comes together, guys, as it all comes together, we're going to do that. So right now we're taking a look at Microbrands, but we're also going to be talking to some of the owners, which is really cool. I'm really excited to do that, man. It's better to hear it from the horse's mouth, if you will. So there you go. Space G is in the building. Nishat, my sister, says, what's the differences with the expensive moves? Is it so there's a lot. Okay, so how do I explain the differences in the? There's a lot that goes into what the difference is on two different movements, right? So if we're talking about mechanical movements, we're talking about quality of parts, we're talking about handmade versus machine made, we're talking about heritage even, right? If a movement has been made and has been known to stand the test of time, it's going to be valued more, and they know that, right? And also complications are the biggest thing, Nishat. If a movement has a ton of complications, and that means like if a watch has a date wheel on it, or if it displays the day, or if it tells you what year you're in, double time zones, like any little thing that adds more to the watch other than telling time is considered a complication. And the more complications that you have in a watch, the more expensive it could be, including the heritage and everything else that I mentioned. Okay, we'll get into it a little bit more as far as it goes, but I want to jump back into. But anyway, Space G, I said, what's up? Hey, Mr. Zero Pass. Yeah, man, did you like that video? The Zero Pass video needed to have more volume. I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to correct my mistakes. You know, the volume doesn't come through like it does on these lives when I have this much energy, but it's all about the settings when I'm actually editing and just putting the settings up higher on the volume. For whatever reason, my mics are pretty crispy, but they're a little low. So I will correct that. But I hope you guys like the Zero Pass episode. That was really fun for me to make, man. I was really inspired to help out Max as far as it goes, like get the exposure out there. I feel like more creators need to do a review on his straps as far as it goes, but you know, I'm not going to shove anything down anybody's throat. Pause. Megazoid, what's going on, brother man? Megazoid is in the building, brother man. Always showing up, always showing out. Skylar, are you in the Northeast? Man, why are you trying to get my location, bro? I ain't gonna tell you what my location is, bro. You have to find out. You know what I mean? Let's go back into things, man. I see you guys got me going, man. I do apologize as I switch over screen, guys, just so you know. I won't be able to look at chat for whatever reason. I don't know. I'm a noob. I need to figure out how to do both. But Monta. Yeah. So as you guys know, Trap is already messing with one of these watches. He spoke to, I think he said the guy's name was Jason. I may be incorrect in that, but I mean, boom, it hits you right in the face. What does that tell you? That tells you a sub node date, right? And the sub node date used to be, I hope I'm not being disrespectful to Monta for saying that, but come on. Oh, that's a sub node date. Oh, come on. What are we talking about? But maybe that's intentional by them. I'm excited to talk to them too. I'm expecting them to actually be at the show. I think they're one of the bigger names. I see that logo a lot. Their watches are up there as far as like this is considered to be a luxury independent brand, right? Because the prices are up there. They're putting a lot of detail and a lot of stuff into it. Let's just take a peek at some of the stuff. So watch collections. I mean, look, a lot of their models have a lot of inspiration as far as it goes. We're talking about 2300. It hits you right there in the face for the Atlas. Right there, we got the Noble. Time date 17, 23 up here is what I said, right? These are GMTs, yeah? GMT, yeah, those are GMTs, I believe. All right, let's scroll down. 21, 60 minute. Yeah, so man, all right, so here's my opinion, man. I'm going to be heavily opinionated as far as it goes when it comes to them. Oh, man, these are Rolexes. What are you talking about? I mean, they're not because they're their own company, but heavy inspiration. But I judging by what Trap says, he says that he's very impressed with the watch, and I believe him. And believe it or not, I'm actually saying it to be in a positive fashion. Why? Why am I positively backing Monta with their Rolex? Look, here's the deal, man. I don't think that Rolex should be as expensive as it is. I mean, if you look and you track the watches from whence before, let's say COVID, maybe a couple of years before that, right? If we go back maybe 10 years, they were more of a reasonable range. They were available. As time is going on, they're accelerating their prices at a very accelerated rate. Once watches really kicked off after the vid, a lot of people started collecting because they needed something to do. I was part of that. But anyway, I I think that this is what Rolex really should cost nowadays. I really think it should be at least close to that. Okay. They were playing a very different game. They want a very different customer base. They don't want the hardworking man putting on their pants in their morning and being able to even save up a couple of coins throughout a time and aspire to 10 G's. What are we talking about over here? 10 G's? So 25, that's still a lot of money for a lot of people, but it's still, I think, within reason to aspire to step into. And, that's enough. Let's move on. So we have a different caliber here, the M22. I don't know nothing about that either. Sorry. Let's see. 25, 300 meters. Let's see. I'm just scrolling down. What I do like is that they did this big, I don't know if I would want, man, you know what? Maybe Gothic hands would have been too close to the hip. Maybe they wanted to step away at least with the hands for this. But what really, and this is just my opinion, what really floats my boat is the Gothic hands. Like if you look at my my Pagani design that I made my own, that's of Rolex inspiration of the sub. I put Gothic hands on that, cathedral hands, Gothic cathedral hands on it. And I felt like that was enough because the Mercedes hands, man, it's like everybody that homages or comes out with an affordable watch, everybody goes to those Mercedes hands because I know from the I'm going too far into this. I'm glad that they changed the hands on this. I would have maybe not gone that bold, even though these hands need bold, and that hand fits a lot of lume, right? That hand fits a lot of lume paint on it, so it's probably very, very bright. Excuse me. It's probably very, very bright. And they put the date wheel. Now, here's the tricky thing, right? You might hear this a lot as far as repetition goes on doing these microbrand breakdowns, but this was a smart move, right? So the aperture here, the date wheel, they could have matched the date. They could have matched the dial, but they chose not to. It keeps things flowing. All the other indices have the lume on it, right? So therefore, having this white date wheel makes sense. That's when you do keep it. Second hand extends all the way out to the edge of the dial, up to the chapter ring. Is there a chapter ring? No chapter ring, right? This is just a lip on the dial as far as it goes. Regardless, it goes all the way out to the case. I like it. I like it a lot. And you know what? If I find out what M22 is, sounds like a pistol, I'll probably spend the money one day as far as it goes, instead of giving Rolex my money, which I don't feel that they want me. So if they don't want me, I don't want them. How's that? Yeah, man, it's a very nice watch. I want to see it in person. I'm not running to do it because I've made my homage and I've made my bed with the whole Submariner look, and there's so many people having cases and doing it off it. I mean, you have your regular oyster bracelet. As far as it flows, I think it looks better, this watch, even on a Jubilee for a man, regardless. And Jubilee's crazy comfortable, but I like it, man. I like it. I'm not mad at it. I'm pretty sure their quality is up to par. There's more to speak about as far as the details go for them to justify and have that justification, including the movement for the price of the watch as it is. Here's the lume shot. Plenty of lume paint on there. Should they have put some lume on the date wheel? I think so. That would have been kind of cool. Something different, something to write home about. Do you need it? No. But yeah, ultimately, not bad. I don't know if they need to put the text Monta here. Okay, I'm just going too hard as far. Look, they even did the class, so booyah, grandma. It's definitely a Rolex type of feel. You have that push class with the secure bar over it and everything else. That's definitely not the name of that class, but I'm just you know what I'm saying. Pay attention to what I'm trying to say, not how I'm saying it. Okay, Swiss made. Yeah. I figured. So yeah, that's probably a high caliber. What else do they got? I'm sticking too long onto there, but that was one of the things. I did see them at the show. Did I close this bottle? I did see them at the show in, what year are we in? 24, in 23. So I was already aware of it. I'm actually excited that Trap is touching and feeling their watches, so he can kind of report back to us on what he finds for the quality and just for the overall feel. It's supposed to give you a luxury feel. It has to. and I hope it doesn't disappoint. I don't think it will. So that is that. They also have some GMTs here. They're sticking around the 2.4 range, 2.1. So we're looking at, you know, around the same price, no matter which way, which direction you want to go. We got the Triumph here. I'm not mad at it, man. I'm not mad at it. Let's take a peek at chat just in case. Maybe you guys are already burnt out from listening to me. Let's see. I have a Monta Conquest, SkyQuest. Bro, I just so that you know, when I'm reading things, I just had this discussion with my wife. If I think a word says something, I'm automatically going to say what I think it says and not what it actually says. Thelmonious Monk says, I have a Monta SkyQuest. How do you like it, sir? Do you feel like, I mean, obviously you feel like it's worth it. You paid for it, right? But are you happy with, did it hold up? Number one, was it everything that you imagined? How was their customer service? How was the owner? Did you have any communication with him in any of the shows? I've got questions. And eventually we'll have a whole bunch of answers, man, because what I'll do is we're just skimming through the companies right now, but we'll get the owners up here. We'll get people who own the watches when the owners don't want to come here because they don't have the time, right? So we'll find out. We'll definitely more class. All right, let me hold on. I gotta catch up on chat. Hold on 1 second. Give me 1 second. T Monk, okay, you guys are saying what up to each other. LMAFO. I was going to say if you're in New York area, you should join. You should join Complecto. You should join. I'm definitely in New York area. 100%. That's why I'm going to go to the New York show. So definitely send me, Thelonious, send me some more information on that. Hit me on WatchCrunch. Send me some more information. I definitely want to see what's going on with that. Nothing wrong with chat about straps. Yeah, discussed enough. Yeah, I thought so too. As far as it goes, I think we need to talk about, like, listen, who's doing something on cases? Somebody has a live talking about cases. I don't know who is doing it. I think one of the creators is even talking about watch cases. I think we need to talk about everything, man. Not beat it over the head and have every video on straps. But I mean, if there's some cool straps out there that really go with some watches, why not talk about it, right? I absolutely agree. Class want to use Salitas. Okay, makes sense. Boom. There you go. Justified. Moving on. I'm pretty sure you like the watch. Hold on, I'm still here. Nishat, I know you're still here. Appreciate you. I'm surprised. Bought it at Wind Up New York. Oh, you bought it at the show, so you got that 10% discount, darling, didn't you? Yeah, you did. Are you going to get another one? That's what I want to know. That's a good question. I think so. Are you impressed enough with the company that you want to get another one? Let me know. Full confession, I have made 2 watches with a strap. Wait, what? I have made maybe 2 watches where the strap costs more. The strap costs more than a watch. I've done that times. I put a Vario strap that was $30 on my F91W. If that's what you're talking about, Megazoid, there's no rules anymore. I'm just doing whatever I want to do. They charge you full price. Ugh, why though? It's at the show. You gotta get it for the low. What's going on with that? Why did I tried? What? That's I think I've already said enough controversial stuff, so I'm just gonna say that sucks. They charge me full. Yeah, they charge you full price. Yeah, they said we need the tax too, sir. It is what it is. All right, so let me go into uno más. Let's see. Gotta eat soon, guys. I'm sorry. I'm hungry. Went through a lovely stroll through the park with the wife and worked myself up an appetite. Vaer. Babe. Vaer. 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 Honey. I said yes. Okay, solar power, boom, they hit you with that. So they like, look at the tech, inspired by history. I mean, obviously that gives you Hamilton vibes, right? That is a oh man, I'm gonna fumble the ball right now. Hold on 1 second. That is a, just making sure I put the screen up. That is a not a diver, field watch. Whew. It took a lot of brain power, man. I gotta get something to eat, babe. That took a lot of brain power. Field watch inspiration, Hamilton, obviously. Here goes another Rolex inspiration. Let's go down. A lot of field. Seconds hand, small seconds hand at the 6 o'clock. That's cool. Very affordable as far as it goes. We've got a solar watch at $279. Tactical. What do you mean by tactical, darling? Are you talking about some tritium tubes? Let's see. What do they mean by tactical on this one? I don't know. I've definitely heard the name before. They got to be at the show. That sounds like a name that I've heard that are actually at the show. I'm excited to talk to them if they are. Oh, okay. So wait a minute. They got we've got some chronographs here at $399. This is a quartz, yes. I don't even know why I'm confirming that. It has to be a quartz, no? V2, yeah. I think all of the V's are quartz. So $299, $399, all within very, very affordable range. I'm just trying to find an outlier here. And I don't think that I can see one. And I don't see anything that really smacks me in the face to be like, oh, okay, what do we got over here? That's also $399. Okay, so it looks like I'm just checking prices. It looks like everything's within affordable range. That's what they're looking to do. We have a little bit of a vintage type of colorway inspiration there. Just taking a look. GMT watches. How much is the GMT and what movement are we talking about? Let's take a gander, shall we? Did I pull it up? $799. You got me. Could that be? No, that can't be that has to be a Miyota. Miyota movement, rather. Date wheel at the 6, color coded. See, again, I hate to be a stickler, man. There's no reason for you to. Well, the loom is a little off white, so actually on this one it makes sense. I'm not mad at it. I'll leave it alone. If that was pure white on the indices, I would have said leave the date wheel alone. I mean, again, we're nitpicking, and it doesn't really matter that much. But hold on one second. Technical details. What movement, man? Movement assembly, the Miyota 9075. Okay. High beat movement. This is a GMT, yeah. Okay. 800. So fair enough. I mean, they have a lot of affordable range. They say, hey, look, if you're shopping at this level, you love independent brands, you want to support somebody, you want a vintage inspired look, maybe you want a slight homage of a Hammy or a Rolex, whatever the case may be, we got the watch for you and we got an affordable range. Or if you're ready for that step up to be a big boy, we also could step you into a nice Miyota for, I was going to say under $1,000, but this says $1,099. But I mean, it's there. That looks like it has some sapphire blue coating, AR coating on it. 200 meters, yada, yada, yada. High beat movement. Yeah. Okay. Listen, I'm not going to be mad. If you're getting it, go ahead and get it. And I'm pretty sure there's some fans out there. Let me know what you guys think of Vaer. I don't know. We're probably going to stop there, which breaks my heart because I absolutely love Jack Mason. I love me some JM, but we're probably going to stop here because I hear the microwave finishing there. But what do you guys think about Vaer? Does anybody have one? What's the justification for that Miyota movement being $1,000? Is that really what we expect to pay when it comes to that Miyota? It is a high beat movement, so maybe. I know it's very reliable, but as far as it goes, I don't know if the justification is there. Because I'll be honest, and if I'm being honest and I'm being fair, right? We all know where homage watches stand. This is teetering on the very cusp, the very edge of it. They changed the hands out. Okay, it's got a high beat movement. I just don't know enough. I don't know if there is some heritage there. I don't know if there is some behind the scenes stuffs that we know. I mean, if I spent some time reading this, I would probably find out, right? But maybe somebody out there already has some experience. If you're watching this in the playback, let me know. Or if you're in chat right now and you have some more on Vaer, maybe something that you can unveil on me, let me know, man. I'm rather curious why this one's up there. probably, if I had to guess and answer my own question, I'd say it's just the movement alone. The loom is decent. Loom is decent, but again, this is just a photo. Who knows? And I know that the name is pretty popular, so I don't know. Maybe there's more to it. It's Vaer is good, but they're bugging here, right? Okay, I thought it was just me, but I think that's a little high. Listen, you're allowed to price your watches at whatever price you want to. You just have to make sure that you can justify the cost and the value to the people spending, right? And if you have a strong following, yeah, I love the loom too. If you have a strong following and it's I don't know. I'm gonna leave that one up to you guys. I don't want to talk too much about something I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, I'd rather hear your thoughts on it. Swiss and less money. Swiss and less money. Check out the Nero Rogue X from Puron. Yo, we will definitely get there, but I actually have to wrap things up, guys. Unfortunately, Space says facts. You love the loom. Okay, so guys, I appreciate you guys for checking in and watch me ramble on. I do appreciate all the support that you guys always show. We're going to pick things off with Jack Mason next time and keep running with this as far as it goes. Food is on the table, so I'm going to chow down. But at the end of the day, guys, it all started with a watch. No matter where your watch collection takes you, no matter how you decide to collect, you guys are all welcome on this channel. Thank you guys for tuning in on a Saturday, right? I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.